Good morning, folks, and welcome to another edition of the First Family of Las Vegas's Daily Free Winner Show. It's brought to you by the best website on the planet, your one-stop sports betting shop, Sports Memo. Guys, we have a great show for you today. A very, 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 very exciting show. Great panel. Let's bring them on. We've got Danny boy, Dan Kaiser, and the Greek god of soccer, Pavlos Laguretos. Let me start with Dan today. Dan, good morning. How are you today?
Doing good, Joe. Happy to be here.
We're happy to have you and our good friend Pavlos. How's things in Greece, Pavlos?
Actually, in the last couple of days, I've witnessed the first cold of the year because it was mostly summer here. It's gonna be like a week of just a bit of cold, but I'm sure the weather is gonna be like very, very hot enough to go to the beach actually in the next week or so. So I'm just holding up at my place, reading stats, watching matches, and giving you guys nice winners. Like yesterday, double winner in this show, and I'm looking to keep it up today.
Nice.
Great stuff. And we appreciate you being here. Guys, Pavlos is the usual on Wednesdays.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesdays, he did us a favor today. Our good friend Nick Parsons, you know him as the Insider's Room, taking care of some all is good. He's taking care of some family stuff, some good family stuff. We miss you, Nick. He'll be back next week. As a matter of fact, I think he's doing one of the football shows this week. Is he?
Nope,
no football shows this week. And just a little while ago, we wanted to do a special shout out to Jeff Michaels, JM Sports. Guys, he's a little under the weather today. We want to send positive vibes, prayers for a quick and full recovery. You're going to be missed today, Jeff. But we've got a great show today, guys. Let me start how I start every show. Good morning.
Good morning. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. I like the hat to the back.
Thank you.
It's like I'm kissing Thurman Munson. For you guys, Thurman Munson was a catcher for the Yankees and had the hat to the back.
I figured all you guys were wearing your hats to the back. I might as well give it a shot.
You know how many stores I had to go to find that a store where the hat went, where the peak went backwards? I don't know where all these young kids get these hats. Guys, we've got a really good show. A couple of things to talk about. As you all know, it's a very special week. Tomorrow is Dionne's birthday. So happy birthday, Dionne.
Thank you.
Every day is a gift that I get to spend with you. And I know you feel the same about me.
I do.
I know. Every day, Dionne gets gifts around here for her birthday week. Tomorrow she gets a big gift. And actually, we had dinner reservations for tomorrow night for Casa di More, one of our favorite restaurants. We haven't been there in 20 years, and it's still one of our favorites. Just one of those things, And because we were afraid that doing all the shows that we do and bringing you all the content that we bring you and getting all our games up, because there's a few things Dan and I love this weekend, we will be a little tired for her birthday dinner. So we're actually going to do some cake and coffee here with presents tomorrow night. And Saturday night, we're going to have a date night. And then I want to tell you about a few things we're doing this weekend.
We won't fall asleep at dinner.
We won't fall asleep at dinner. And, maybe I could give her a real birthday present for her. You know what I'm talking about, guys. Anyway, a few other things, guys. Being an Italian and Sicilian American and growing up in the Lower East Side of Manhattan, the Little Italy area, every year this time of year, every September this time of year, we celebrated the San Gennaro Festival. Big feast. Millions and millions of people flock to Little Italy for it. My good friend Anthony, and I have a little interest in it too. Anthony has had the feast here in Southern Nevada for over 42 years. It did take a small hiatus due to the health restrictions the last few years, COVID and whatnot. But the 42nd annual San Gennaro Feast is going to be taking place. It started last night, the 21st. It goes to the 25th. It's over by the M Resort. You can't miss it. Rides, games, the best Italian food from the best Italian joints in Southern Nevada, plus a lot of other concession stands and some great entertainment. My good friend Zoe Bowie's going to be there. I think Chris is going to be there from the Rat Pack. Chris Jason, he is Dean Martin in the Rat Pack, him and the other guys. Kyle Anthony, who plays Dean Martin. My friend Chris Phillips, who's probably one of the most known strip entertainers. You know him as Zoe Bowie. He's a good friend of ours. I can tell you stories about me and Chris late night, 4 a.m, but I won't. But anyway, he's going to be entertaining, but some great food, some great games, rides. And it's something for, like, you want to go with the guys, it's great. The girls want to go, it's great. You want to go couples, you want to go family, you want to bring the kids, something for everybody. San Gennaro Feast, that's great stuff. Other than that, guys, this Monday, I'm going to be over at Monday's Dark. That's please go to www.mondaysdark.com. This is a charity going on 9 years this December. Our good friend Mark Chinook, you know him as the hype man for the Raiders and the Golden Knights and for ESPN Boxing. He's a real good friend of mine. And he conceived this 9 years ago. Twice a month, they raise $10,000 for a local nonprofit, and they always hit their goal. This Monday, it is for the United Citizens Foundation. Dan and I will be there. It's an Elvis theme night. They always do these themes.
Elvis night.
Last few weeks ago was Shania Twain. It was amazing. Amazing.
I'm going to be wearing my blue suede heels.
I'm going to. Well. We're going to have some fun. But go to mondaysdark.com, www.mondaysdark.com. Stream it. All the money goes to charity. Like I said, some of the best entertainers in Vegas go there. Later today, the MLB show, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern this afternoon, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. The college football forecast show I'm going to be hosting. My good buddy, Danny Boy, Dan Kaiser, Dr. Chuck, Jesse Shule will be chiming in. We've got a bunch of free content, some great betting insights. Tune into that. That's going to be live. Our good buddy Dan Alexander, he's doing a great job with the Sports Remote Today show. That goes off later on this afternoon. Tomorrow morning, Ralph and Jeff Michaels join Dionne and Joe D'Amico for the Family Affair show right here. Lots of fun stuff. College and pro football, lots of great content. Ralph covers a lot of decades of just his knowledge. It's just great stuff. Jeff, we hope he feels better. He can make it tomorrow. Dan and I will be here. We already know what we're going to be doing on the show tomorrow. Some great stuff. And then, we got the Full Count show tomorrow afternoon as well. And then tomorrow, the granddaddy of all the pro football contest. That's going to be great. I'll be hosting. Guys, tune into Sports Memo TV for the best betting insights and more free winners than Deshaun Watson has plaintiffs. All right, subscribe to Sports Memo TV and don't miss any of our amazing contests.
Yeah,
content, not contest. Content.
And don't forget, before we give out some free winners for today's card, we are going live. So the floor is open for comments, questions, anything that you have for our panel today. So please go ahead and hit us up.
Matter of fact, our good buddy Garrick over in New Jersey. He's on the Jersey Shore. Hey, Garrick, welcome. Good morning.
Good morning.
And if you guys have any questions for our panel, they'll be happy to answer them. I'll try to get them on. Dionne's got a discount she wants to tell everybody about. Then we're going to go right into some free winners. Dionne, it's all you, baby.
Yeah, so in honor of my birthday tomorrow, Sports Memo did do an amazing discount for you to celebrate with me. You can get a 7-day all-access pass for just $59. All you have to do is use code BDAY7 upon checkout to get that amazing deal.
And that's for Dan. That's for your happy birthday because everybody loves you, Dan.
Thank you.
Everybody. Wait till you see what I wear for tomorrow. I have my birthday suit just for you.
Yeah, I think we might get kicked off the air.
I don't know. We might. Viewership might go up. Sports fans, without any further ado, we got a great panel today. Pavlos Laguretos is the Greek god of soccer because he is the best at any one sport that I've ever seen in the history of this business. I've been around this business 42 years. I've been here in Vegas 32 years, and I've been doing this for you over 17 or 18 documented. And I've never worked with somebody that is as strong or as successful in any individual sport as Pavlos is when it comes to his 10-unit plays. He's money. I can tell you this. I don't know anything about soccer, but just from him doing the First Family show, I believe I bet 13 of his plays that he's given out on the show, and I've gone 13-0. And I got to tell you, man, I got to send him some commission because he's going to start charging me. I know that. Pavlos is doing great work. I know that he explained to me yesterday and some of you out there about leagues, but there's the league soccer is not going on right now, but there's some soccer going on in this country in America, and he's got some great free stuff he wants to tell you about, but he's got some premium things he wants to tell you about as well. I know he's loading some big plays for the weekend. Pavlos, the floor is yours.
Yeah, we had a nice win yesterday with actually both of my plays in the First Family show. I had in the match between Scotland and Ukraine, we had John McGinn, the captain of Scotland, to record one or more shots on goal, which he did, and he also scored, which I also gave out as a bonus free play at plus 450. So I get some plays from the UEFA Nations League for tonight, loaded at my page. Some of them are inside packages, some of them are not. I'm gonna just do them right after the show, but I still find value wherever I look. But the best value tonight is on another goal scoring prop in a match between France and Austria. Now, one might hear France and he's gonna think that it's a good team, but they are a good team. They have good roster, but they're coming into this match with really bad vibes because they've had a lot of injuries, especially at the defense. They're gonna have to use a whole lot of new players in that squad. So success is not really guaranteed with this France side, who, by the way, their offense is really good with Mbappe up front and, Griezmann up there as well. They have a really good offensive line, but their defense is a makeshift defense. These players haven't really played a lot of international matches together. So I like Austria's chances to give them some trouble here in that French defense, and I'm gonna focus on a single player. His name is Marko Arnautovic from Austria. He's their leading striker up front. The 33-year-old plays for Bologna in Italy. He's actually the leading scorer in Italy right now. After 7 matches, he scored 6 goals. And tonight is a very, very important match for him because it's going to be his 103rd match with the Austrian flag.
Oh.
And he's now tied. He's going to be tied, in a few hours for the most caps in the Austrian team. So that's a really huge, it's a huge landmark, a huge thing for any player to become even the joint player with most caps in the national team. And he's got another match coming up in a few days against Croatia, where he's going to probably become the sole player with the most caps in the Austrian national team. Now, there's a lot of reasons why I like this prop. Arnautovic, as I said, he scored 6 goals in 7 matches in the Serie A this season, and he plays for a very mediocre side. So he's a really good player. He's a hothead, so I wouldn't be surprised if he caused some trouble there. Yeah, maybe some cards. But I like Marco Arnautovic to record 1 or more shots on target at -125. I think he's going to have at least a couple of shots in there. And if you want another prop, you can take Arnautovic to score anytime at +350. But we're just the big bet for today is taking him to just have at least 1 shot on goal, -125.
There you go. Shot on goal. Marco Arnautovic, which I think I pronounced correctly from
You did pretty good on
Pavlos
that.
Laguretos. I've been practicing. I have to step it up when Pavlos comes on the show. Guys, he says Arnautovic. Now, he came on the other day. He gave out a prop, and it won, and then he gave out something else. I know he gave out on Twitter. I don't know. And that one was like plus money, and the other one was like +3.5 or 4 to 1. He kicked butt. Guys, these props, Pavlos is money, and he's money all around on soccer. He's been tagged the Greek god of soccer, and I'm going to tell you why. Because his 10-unit plays, off the charts. His 5-unit plays, off the charts. He is money. He is money when it comes to this. He's the best I've ever seen. After the show, follow Pavlos. Go over to Sports Memo. The best customer appreciation discounts on the planet are there. Go follow Pavlos. You'll follow him to the bank. Pavlos going to stick around for a few minutes because I promised him I'd go quick today. Just like our wedding night. Now, guys, let's go to the prettiest person on the panel today. The First Lady of Las Vegas, who won another free play here on the show yesterday. And I know she's looking forward to this weekend already with both college and pro football. And I know that with how excited you are with your card this weekend, you want everybody to take advantage of the 7 days, $59.
Absolutely.
You're going to get baseball, college, and pro football. She's a winner. She's going to tell you about what's coming out on the premium side. She's going to tell you another free winner for today, the First Lady of Las Vegas, Dionne D'Amico.
Thank you. I did lose my game yesterday in MLB on the premium side, but as Joey did mention, I had another nice winner for you on the show yesterday. Today, I have 2 big winners over at Sports Memo. I have my MLB total of the week and my NFL Thursday night winner, which are 100% going back to last season. And my NFL is hitting over 60%. So this is the perfect time for you to take advantage of the 7-day all access for just $59. And today's free play is going to go ahead and take place in the final game of a 3-game series between 2 AL West rivals. Seattle, they have been slumping as of late, losing 6 of their last 7 games, and they're trying to hold on to their AL West wildcard spot. Oakland, they've been struggling all season long. They sit in last place in the AL West and are trying to avoid losing 100 games this campaign. George Kirby, 7-4 with a 2.98 ERA, and Adrian Martinez, 4-5 with a 5.77 ERA, are scheduled to start. The total has gone under in Kirby's last 2 appearances and 3 of Martinez's last 4. Neither team has been producing a ton of hits lately and runs lately. Game 1 and 2 of this series both went under. In a matter of fact, in those 2 games, they scored only a total of 8 runs combined. And if you look back further, the under is 6-2 in the last 8 meetings between these 2 rivals and 13-6-1 in the last 20 meetings in Ring Central Coliseum. It's also 4-1 in the Mariners' last 5 games and 4-2 in the A's last 6. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the under in this matchup.
First Lady of Las Vegas, who was on fire with her free plays here on the show, particularly these unders.
I know.
I mean, I think you've done like 6 or 7 unders in a row, and they're low totals. We had 6s
all
and
pretty
7s.
low.
First Lady Dionne D'Amico says Mariners, A's under 7 tonight, guys. She's going to kill it this weekend. $59. Let me put that up real quick. $59, 7 days for Dionne. You're going to get her college and pro football and baseball, 7 full days, B day 7 upon checkout. That pays for itself on day 1. And guys, I want to apologize when she was doing her analysis. I was answering a question. I hit a button. We blow our screen up. brings charm to the show. I used to get pissed at that stuff. Now I think it just brings charm and encouragement to the show. Let's bring on Dan Kaiser. Dan, guys, is one of the smartest minds in sports betting today. And if you don't believe me, go check his numbers out because numbers don't lie. But when it comes to college football, even Dan takes it up a notch. He is good. He's a winner on all sports. Doesn't matter the time of year. Doesn't matter if it's the gridiron, the hardwood, the ice. It does not matter. Or the diamond. Dan is a winner. But when it comes to college football, I can tell you, I wanted Dan on this show. As soon as he came over to Sports Memo a couple months ago, I swept him up right away. I said, I want you on the show. I know college football's coming because you are one of the best I've ever seen in college football. He's going to tell you about a little bit what he's excited about on the premium side, and he's got a college football free winner for you today as the best bet. Dan, it's all you, buddy.
Thanks, Joe. Yeah, on the premium side, I did win my one baseball game I had last night on the Rangers. As Joe said, yeah, it's been really good college football season so far. I went 4-1-1 last Saturday. In college, I went 4-1 in the NFL. So the gridiron's been really, really good to me so far this year. I've got to play up on the total of tonight's Thursday night football game in the NFL, and I also got to play on the side in one of tonight's college games. Yeah, my free play. Last year, I went to Stillwater to see what I thought could be one of the last Bedlam games between Oklahoma and Oklahoma State, and little did I know it would be the last time Lincoln Riley would be coaching at Oklahoma. The next day, he packed up, headed west to USC, and a lot of people were kind of thinking, why did he make that move? Well, when you take your starting quarterback from Oklahoma and you take all your top recruits that you had coming into Oklahoma, you get the best wide receiver in the nation from Pittsburgh. Good things are bound to happen, and right now he's got this offense rolling. USC is coming off a blowout win over Fresno State, a game that many people thought Fresno State would make interesting and actually may come away with a win. They didn't have any trouble against Rice. They put up 35 in the first half and a 41-28 win. They beat Stanford. This team is just rolling. Caleb Williams, Jones running the ball. Addison as wide receiver. They're just putting up a ton of points. Oregon State, they took care of Boise 34-17, but they struggled against Fresno, the same team that USC just blew out. They needed 14 points in the fourth quarter to win that game 35-32. I'm looking at the first half in this one. I think USC is going to come out strong with that offense and pile up the points early and often. The game for the line for the game is 7. First half, it's -3.5. I think they easily put up probably 21 points in the first half. I don't see Oregon State scoring that many. So I'm taking USC first half -3.5.
Well, Dan Kaiser, who is a perennial leaderboard fixture of Rich Sports Memo, is one of the best I've ever seen in college football. He's killing it on his free plays on this show. USC first half -3.5. Guys, after this show, go over to Sports Memo. Go look at Dan's numbers because numbers don't lie. And I'm going to tell you right now, buy a 3, a 7, a 30-day program. What are you laughing at? The dog?
Dan's dog Thor is in the background.
We got to love him.
I think Thor wants to tell everybody to take the dogs
even
today.
Thor is excited. Even the dogs in Dan's house are excited about his plays this week. Guys, go follow Dan for one of those packages. I promise you. You get a 3, a 7, or a 30 from Dan, you're going to come back for a longer stay. Great stuff, Dan. Dan's going to be back in a second. Let me take the floor here real quick, guys. I've won 6 straight premium MLB releases. This is a time of year where you must be very selective in baseball and follow a proven winning capper. Today, I continue to win on the diamond. I have another big money maker for you, my MLB Grand Slam play. My Grand Slam plays have won 4 in a row. They're riding a 17-6 run this season alone over the last 5 years, documented over 75%. Jump on my hot streak, make your money, and hit a Grand Slam today. Right now, I have this posted over at Sports Memo for just $10. Guys, I'm going to tell you also right now, this weekend, later on this evening, I will have up games for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in college and pro football. I promise you this. I'm going to have 1 10-unit and 2 5-unit stars, 5-unit plays going up. As you know, the best big game hunter on the planet, Joe D, is 15-1 in 2022 and 10% plays. My 5% plays are riding something like a 58-30 run. Guys, 65%. You can't argue with that. Guys, so be on the lookout for those. Those will be posted later on today, this evening. 10%, a couple 5, some other winners in there. I will have the best college football weekend I've had so far this season, the best pro football weekend I've had so far this season. Week 1 a few weeks ago was not the first week that we had college football. I did good. Week 1 when we had both, I did crappy, very crappy. Last week I had that Big 10 unit winner on Georgia on Saturday. Sunday came, I went 3-1. I don't, unless I love something during the week, I'm not going to play it because I know that you guys, I know that we're always going to find something we love on the weekend. So having said all that, my free play today, we're going to go to tonight's NFL game. Sports fans, after winning 7 straight free plays here on the First Family Show, I dropped the free play on Tuesday, but I picked it up again yesterday. Got everyone paid again. We continue our new hot streak with free plays here on the First Family Show today as we go to the NFL Thursday night card as the Steelers travel to where? First Energy Stadium to take on the Browns. My friends, here we go. My friends, this is one of the oldest rivalries in the NFL. Both teams are off to disappointing 1-1 starts. Both wanted to be 2-0 at this point, and both could have been 2-0. Pittsburgh opened up the season a big 23-0 win in overtime. 23-20 win in overtime at Cincinnati. Then dropped a 17-14 loss at home against New England last week. Cleveland had an opening week shootout in Carolina to get a squeaker, 26-24. But last week was embarrassed by one of the worst teams in the league, losing at home 31-30 to New York. I would like to see Kenny Pickett take over the helm for Mitch Trubisky in Pittsburgh, but I've been very vocal about the fact that I'm not a big Trubisky fan. I wasn't a fan of him in college. I wasn't a fan of him when he was with the Bears. Last year, everybody said, "Oh, he's great." The Bills, a little bit ago with the Bills. When you're surrounded by very good players, you're gonna get some victories. You put me at the helm over there, I'll finish like 10-6. So, guys, but then again, I was a great quarterback. Anyway, but having said that, I still think the Browns have gotten decimated in the air defensively. And the quarterback I'm talking about, Trubisky, is plenty good enough to pick them apart here. Granted, the Pittsburgh offense has sputtered a bit, to say the least, but their defense has held the first 2 opponents to just 18.5 points per game. I feel even without T.J. Watt, their stop unit is loaded and stout enough to frustrate Jacoby Brissett. I know how good of a running back Nick Chubb is. I love him. I think he's a great back. Because of him, the Browns' rushing unit ranks first in the league right now. But I still think without an adequate passing attack to keep the defense honest here, Cleveland is going to be in trouble here offensively. Mike Tomlin has been very good to us sports bettors, going 11-5 ATS the last 16 as a dog, 4-0 ATS the last 4 versus the AFC North, 5-1 ATS the last 6 against the Browns. They cover against the Browns, guys. On the other hand, Cleveland, point spread poison, 1-5 ATS the last 6 at home, 8-21 ATS the last 29 versus the AFC, 3-7 ATS the last 10 overall. This is way too many points for the Browns to lay against their rival Pittsburgh. These two teams know each other very well. This is going to be a very close game. I really believe. I think the Steelers can win this game outright, but I'll take 4.5 as a gift on a Thursday night. I know a lot of people out there are rooting for the Browns tonight. I'm looking to burst your bubble. I think that I almost put them out last week myself. But something told me don't lay that much at touchdown because I don't want to lay it with them. I think they're a good team. They got a lot of potential. I just don't think they're meshing right now, guys. So I'm not looking to ruffle any feathers. Let's bring our crew back. We got we got a lot of questions. Oh, great. We got somebody putting up porn. That's great. Let's go block that user. We're gonna block that user, guys. So we've got porn. I want you to know it's never a dull moment on the First Family Show. By the way, how do you get one of the guys in the battle avoid getting burned after days? Okay. So here's a good question, really quick. I don't Groovy Meister, who tunes into all our shows, she's a good supporter, guys. Dan and Pavlos and Dan. How do we cappers on this panel avoid getting burned out after days and days of researching? Dan, if you don't mind, you know what? Let's go to Dan first. Dan, how do you avoid? Every week you got to look at numbers, games. Sports betting is a living, breathing thing. You got to keep abreast on injuries, weather conditions, trends, streaks, this, that, line movements. How do you avoid from getting burned out?
Beer.
True.
In one word, a man of few words. Gotta love it. Yeah, I'll drink to that. Yeah.
No, yeah. I guess I just take it like do it in like steps. I don't spend like 8 hours straight doing it. Do my research. I do some research, take a break, do some other things. mess with the dog or just,
Okay.
or watch, just do something, listen to the radio for an hour or something.
Just step back from it, be devoid of it, so
Right.
you're not overwhelmed.
You have to.
You gotta.
If you don't step away from it for a certain amount of time, your brain just turns to mush, and you have to break yourself up for a little bit.
Absolutely. Pavlos, soccer goes all year round.
Yeah,
How do you keep from going a little crazy, or how do you break up the monotony? Do you do what Dan does and just step back for a little bit?
Yeah, well, there's actually a couple of things that I do. First thing is, yes, work at short bursts. I like to, for example, when I wake up in the morning, drink a coffee, just go do like 2 hours of a first recap of the matches that I want to see. Then I go outside, do the garden a little bit because it's really like a psychotherapy for me. I really love going out in the garden. I water the plants. I cut some leaves. I do all that stuff. Of course, before the season starts, the soccer season starts on September and ends in about May or something. But then you still have soccer, in the summer months. But I like to go sailing. I go 1 week of sailing, and then everything in my mind just goes away. This season, I didn't get a chance to go sailing, but I try to find, small bursts of something else during the day. I mean, I go to the beach, sit there. I do no betting stuff, but then it pops up in my head. Oops, France money line. That's why. Okay. So you have to allow your brain to chill. You don't have to go 8 hours of looking at numbers. You're gonna go crazy. So you have to just chill at some point.
Great stuff by Pavlos. And then I can tell you guys, and Dionne can attest to this. When I started my company in 2006, this will be the third year in a row that I will not work myself into a hospital. Every year I work myself into a hospital from either overwork and exhaustion or health or physical issues from overwork and exhaustion. Now, when I'm tired, I sleep. When I'm hungry, I eat. But it may shock a lot of you out there to know that I don't watch a lot of games. I do not watch a lot of games. Once I'm done for the day, I'm done. And that's brought me success. Now, I'm not looking to take away from anybody that watches a million games over a weekend or a game every night that games are on. More power to you if it works for you and you're having fun. But this also has to be enjoyable for you. And it's always been my experience that when you're making money, it's a little more enjoyable. But, guys, it's very important that I step back. I used to go from Tuesday morning until Friday afternoon without any sleep every week. I used to get overworked, tired, and then I used to have health issues due to that. And Dan can even tell you there was about a 3-month period about 5-6 years ago where I had a cut on my forehead because once a week I'd nod and I hit my desk and I cut my forehead open. Here's my advice to you guys. Obviously, we all love sports. We love sports betting. Take a step away. Do what you need to do. But if what relaxes you is watching 20 games a day, then more power to you. But I like to step back. I like to step away. I don't even know if I've won or lost until about 2 or 3 in the morning when I get up. All right, I'll check my accounts. I'll check, certain things. We have our own rituals. I'm also a little superstitious. We have our ways that we do things.
We're just a little.
We're a little super, not with that step on a crack or break a mirror or under a ladder, but we have our superstitions in this house. And
you just can't change anything in the house. You can't
or go pee. You can't go pee if I'm winning.
Sometimes I do have that as well.
You can't tell us the score.
Don't tell me a score. But no, and then you know what? I'll tell you what. I'm also superstitious. Sometimes I'm gambling in a casino, and once every couple months I go to a casino. I'll bring 10 dimes. I'll go to the tables. I win, I'm good. I lose, it's 10 to 10 dimes, and I say, blah blah blah. But once they bring in that ringer dealer, and I look at that face, sometimes I look at the face, I know I can't win. I walk away. Sometimes I look at that face, I know I'm knocked there in the dirt, and I stay there. I bring in another one that looks like friggin' Jabba the Hutt. I love it. One of them that throws the cards at you. That's nasty. But guys, you got to be devoid of it too. What brings you happiness, what brings you joy. I mean, I stopped watching games, a lot of games. Now there are some games I do watch, and I'll probably watch some games this weekend because we have some things going on here.
We just can't watch them at certain bars, or
and there's certain bars I can't go to either. With us. By the way, Pavlos, our good friend, you're welcome. He said, Napalm said, thanks, Pavlos, for yesterday's best bet suggestion. Napalm, we always appreciate you. You always tune in, and we love you. Our good buddy Peter says, great show. God, man, Groovy Meister said, thank you. Our good friend Garrett Williams. I like you, Garrett. He's a Jersey Shore guy. We got to find out from where, because after fireworks season, Garrett.
I wonder if he knows Schnooky.
Because guys, Dan and Pavlos, you may not know, I grew up in the Lower East Side of Manhattan, in Little Italy, where, crime didn't really, it didn't, things that happened in the rest of the world didn't happen to us. So we used to sell fireworks, which were illegal, on the street corner. Hester and Elizabeth Street was my firework corner. Took my first firework arrest when I was 11, guys. Yep, they put me in the cage in the 5th precinct and everything. They wanted to see if I'd give up where we kept our fireworks. Never happened, guys. Ain't never going to happen from Joe D. But after fireworks season, we used to take our fireworks bonuses on July 5th, go down to the Jersey Shore. He's in Tom's River. He said he's in Tom's River. I know it well, Garrick. I used to go down to Point Pleasant. All my friends were in Bradley. We're in Belmar. We're in Neptune. Some of the ones that were Ritzy Titsy were in Deal. But we love it. Guys, we have a lot of fun here, but I want to get Pavlos and Dan out of here. Pavlos is late for a model shoot. Dan is late to have a beer. You got to understand it's almost 11:30 where Dan is. So let's run down the free plays, the discounts. Let's get out of here. My friends, our good buddy Pavlos, what'd you have for everybody tonight?
Okay, in the match between France and Austria, I have Marko Arnautovic to record 1 or more shots on target at -125.
There you go. Dionne, the First Lady of Vegas.
I am going with Mariners Athletics under 7. And don't forget, this is the perfect time to jump on that 7-day discount. $59. All you have to do is use code VDAY7 upon checkout to get 7 days of my plays.
God damn it, she become a pitch man. Anyway, and our good buddy Dan the Man. What'd you have for everybody?
USC first half -3.5.
And your sexy and savory host of the Steelers +4.5. It's a lot of points. Guys, Dionne's got a discount, and we're going to head on out. She did it? Okay, can you give us? Can you head on out?
One step ahead,
guys? Real
you,
quick,
baby.
the best collection of cap. We're having fun today, guys. It's Thursday. We're a little loopy from looking at numbers, like our good friend, the viewer, just called in. Guys, the best collection of cappers anywhere on the planet are at Sports Memo. We'd love it if you went over to the Sports Memo Twitter page and followed it, because we each post tons of free content. You get futures, you get odds, great columns. Also,
yeah, make sure that you follow all the guests that are on the First Family Show. You can find Dan over at Dan Kaiser Sports, Pavlos at Pauly_WT. You can find myself over at the First Lady of Vegas, and Joey over at Joe D'Amico Wins. And also, don't forget to tune in to Sports Memo TV shows for a ton of free winners and some great betting insights as well. And on behalf of Sports Memo, Dan, Pavlos, and us, this is the First Family of Vegas.
Everyone out there, good luck and have a winning day.